Alright. Let's get into this. Kinda hyped for this one finally. Never heard of this game before, so let's fucking go. No, that's game journalist mode. We're going to go... We're gonna go journey. I'm not doing fucking game journalist difficulty.
We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the Dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Mega Corporation to develop and explore the Dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spires station was built on top of the Dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the Dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the Dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
Growing by the fact this is a post-apocalyptic RPG, I don't imagine it went very well. Alright. Let's fucking start. We are going to create our own character. This guy. Oh, wait. I can put my own character in? Gonna try that real quick. Steam apps, common, encased data, custom portraits. Alright, I just saved it in. There it is. My lovely character. It's a bit compressed. I'm fine with it though. Actually, we could fix it. I'm doing dumb shit. Alright. Much better. Alright, after looking at all the wings, I think the character we're gonna build I'm thinking the blue wing, and they're gonna be like a worker who gets thrown into this adventure. So I'm not gonna level him too much in combat, but he'll know other stuff. Alright. So there's some magic in this. He has no fucking charisma. Yeah, I kind of want to have meaningful dialogue, so... I think just a general thing right now. Because if he's a worker, he's going to be at least, like, somewhat strong. I think that's too high in the brains. I think I went too high with fortune. We're going to go 2 in fortune. That gives us 7 points. He'll be a little smart. Yeah, I'll just max out guts. I don't know where all this is going to be, so we're just going to kind of go with this. Kind of set up. Oh, tag skills. 2 applied and 1 combat skill, but you may select 3 skills as your tag skills. So add additional 30 points to each tag scale. To tag scale, click the star location to next to its name. Alright. If we're a worker, like just a standard worker, let's skip combat for now. Medicine, tech, science, criminal, influence, survival. If he's a worker, he's definitely gonna be a pilot. Definitely. And he's gonna know a little bit of technical information. And I think I'm gonna go... We're gonna go light weapons. With an emphasis on the game, if it allows us, going pistols. Choose one personality. Constant is entirely optional in case you create a character with low intention. One more additional trait named as a bag of hammers will be added automatically. A solid collection of arms. You spend a lot of time in the shooting range, but in real combat you are instantly overwhelmed by the desire to shoot everything at once. You have to waste precious time to focus. You worked hard to take by force what is given to others from birth. You even somewhat succeed, but no matter how hard you try, you cannot escape the stigma of mediocrity. Take more damage, higher critical hit chance. Parent 1, you and your friends survived many troubles, with some are not so lucky. Now you are torn apart by the close feeling of guilt for the death of your comrades, but it seems to you the dome itself has been saturated with it. Plus 10 to everything. Take 0.5 extra crit damage. So take more damage. Everything's plus. What's the downside? That maybe it's like extra 50%. Spirituality. Faith leads you through light. In the smallest coincidences, you see signs from above, following which tends to avoid more than one trouble. But think about the unearthly makes you feel an aversion to violence. Less damage, but more resistances. Survivor. You were the only survivor of a terrible disaster, which made you an object of interest for journalists. Though it brought you fame and self-confidence, old injuries constantly remind you of that day. Generation, fortitude, and resilience. Fatigue, minus 400 when killing an enemy. Stunned for the next round. You were struck by a poorly researched mental disorder that only occurs under the dome. Need Sci-Fi. When you kill someone, you experience an unusual surge of vigor, but you fall into delirium for a few seconds and pay no attention to what is happening around you. You grew up on a farm, and your daily physical labor made you tougher, but digging through the dung all day, you rarely felt time to develop as a person. So it takes you longer to get perks. You are a true Neanderthal descendant with a certificate from an anthropologist. The more Neanderthal genes in you than any other living person, everyone will attest. Should they ever pick a fight with you, being so proud of your ancestors, you gave up wearing jackets and pants to honor their memory. That's funny. You think of yourself as a dark lord of your companions as a necessary retune of loyal but dumb minions. They are in no hurry to dissuade you of this. Each companion does more damage, but they don't learn very quick. You are only in it for a thrill. That is piercing, cutting, burning, tearing, and corroding sensations, and perhaps you are prone to self-destruction, but you only feel alive with might and main when staying on the very edge of the cliff. Oh, you get more experience when you're like fucking dying. Alright. Bossy, since childhood you have learned to change one leadership position for another, having well learned to seek sympathy, respect, and most important, obedience from others. However, you are used to the fact that others do all the work for you and thus got lazy. Less precise, and you can't carry that much. Intuition. You are endowed with supernatural intuition. There is little that can surprise you, thus you are solving all the problems as they arise, and you don't make long-term plans. So you get turn order, precision, save AP. And you don't save AP for the next turn. Ooh, that sounds like a big fucking deal. No matter how many fights you are in your life, each time they take you by surprise, although you manage to catch up quickly. AP maximum, AP points, and minus 12 stars. Alright. Graduate from university Graduate from university at the age of 11 can describe your genius in 20 languages. There are a few things you do not understand on Earth, but as soon as you learn about the dome, you happily decide to go there. You are exceptionally smart, but you know so much that when interacting with the world, you only get half the experience. Slacker, you could lecture on the art of avoiding work if you weren't too lazy. Even if for that, loads of free time allows you to develop exciting new perks and habits, but you are terribly reluctant to learn something new. You always felt like this is... Oh, we already read that one. I'm thinking Gun Fanatic or Solari. I think we're gonna go Solari. Like, just to boost the fact that this is a guy who's working hard. So he's above average, but he's not like anything to write home about in pretty much everything. He's really unlucky and can't really defend himself from psychotic attacks, but he does have a lot of guts. Alright, start the game. Don't miss an interaction. All these efforts. Wait, I'm bad phrasing. It was cross. Holy relations. Interacting with different characters is an important part of the game. To start a dialogue, click on the character and see if they are set to talk to you. A dialogue interface will show up from conservations. You can find out Valuable plot information. Clues even receive tasks. Choose your lines carefully. Careless words can provoke resentment or a fight. We're both
A man with a
glowing.
mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction site below through the occasional break in the clouds. His badge reads Igor Patan, planner. The blue taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look. Seems like he doesn't speak English.
Oh, so now everyone speaks. Fortunate I can't answer him. Is that the... Oh no, she's orange wing.
A tall woman is watching an ad
Nope, she's
playing
black.
on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine badge on her black overalls reads Elsa Olafson, Security Service. She glances at you and offers her hand.
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa nods at the orange.
I just follow orders. Even if his crime was embezzlement, I have to keep him cuffed. Those are the rules.
Olafson shrugs in a sharp, mechanical way, as if racking the slide of an assault rifle.
Our friends from the administration didn't deign to inform me about this man's record. Could be I'm escorting a serial killer. It's corporate policy, you know.
She gives the silver a vengeful look.
Alright, yeah, so looks like Silverwing is like kind of in control of everything. So I think she was probably referring to this guy because he's the
A
closest.
guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting. And your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing?
I think out of these three options, good mechanic, good with computers, and fond of technology, I think our guy's going to be between these two. I'm going to say I was good with
The
computers.
silver shakes his head.
Honestly, I envy you. Yeah, I do. I understand pretty much nothing about computers. A typewriter is more my speed. How do you keep track of all the different commands? I have no clue how anybody could ever get adjusted to it.
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
It looks like Silverwing gets a lot of dialogue options. Alright, so now we just... porthole door. Interact with the monitors.
Cronus Foundation presents gleaming, futuristic, state-of-the-art cities.
The thin, pale young woman is sitting at the window, leaning against the illuminator. The glass is slightly fogged with her breath. She turns to you. Her shiny badge reads Tomoko Kimura, physiologist.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling.
The white presses small hands to her blushing cheeks.
You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
She says softly, as if answering a question you didn't ask.
I like seeing this down here, being able to pick dialogue based on skill trees. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Kimura peers through the glass in the direction you indicate.
Oh, that's the aircraft that crashed into the dome during the first expedition. I believe that's a wing fragment, and there's some white canvas. What do you think that is? Maybe a parachute?
The white shakes her head, bewildered.
I just can't believe it. It's all true. We're on our way to meet the future.
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the briefing, right? To put it simply, the dome is a selectively permeable environment.
Ooh, lore.
The white draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the dome without difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
Kimura is eyeing the dome's mesh glittering in the sunlight.
Supposedly, it's something to do with the atmospheric composition, but it's a weak theory. The difference of the air within the dome is so insignificant as to fall within the margin of error. Or to put it more simply, there is no difference.
She shoots a quick glance at the silver and lowers her voice.
I heard a rumor, or a conspiracy theory, that we can leave the dome at any time. We've simply been told we can't. If you ever decide to test this hypothesis, don't forget to leave me something in your will.
Interesting. So we can't leave the dome because of this organic layer. What? Just checking out the UI right now. Journey to the dome has begun. Comer to Concord. Oh, there's gonna be reputations and stuff? The only guy we haven't talked to in here is him.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads Quentin Bisley, laborer. He's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, the general impression is unmistakable. There's something frightening about Bisley. The orange's face stretches into a broad smile, bearing his dentures to the world.
Like everyone, duh. In a black car, under guard. There's other guys, too. The ones who go through the front door.
He nods at the black-winged woman beside him. Her nose wrinkles in displeasure, but she says nothing. Quentin raises his hands to examine the devices.
They call them humane handcuffs. How about that? Truth is, there ain't nothing humane about them. They zap you real hard the moment you get your hands on a gun. But they sure look nice.
Bisley lowers his hands again and smirks. Patanen smiles as if the two of you were old friends, and his mustache bristles. Come.
See if we can use the porthole.
Stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches. It looks brown-black through the tinted glass and smoky blue at the horizon. It almost seems like the clouds are pulling apart there. Your eye is drawn to the cluttered eastern section of the dome, where you see a block of warehouses and something resembling an observation deck. The real dome doesn't resemble its image from the ads at all. There are no snow-white cities or vast highways to be seen here. Looking more closely, you can make out a single lonely road leading north. A few sheds, a radar installation, and the glittering antenna of a radio tower emerge from the mists. Yeah, engineers will have plenty of work here. Just as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon. It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze. The outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
So it's a massive, basically other world that these people called the Forefathers built after the Cold War, after the Vietnam War, which in this timeline ended the Cold War.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars. You raise the binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nazi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message. I don't know.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars from your hands. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive whirlwind north of Concord, and not merely some desert sandstorm. That's an anomaly. I hope it lasts long enough for me to make a proper observation.
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out a blaring laugh. Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived in.
Nazi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to Crystal Sands by the funicular. They get auctioned off, turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
Nazi looks from you to the capsule and to the landing terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside, and the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The white mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
And I was starting to get bored. Bye-bye.
Oh, so it's alien. Alright. The dome is alien. I think the game might not be responding right now. Yep, we're gonna wait for the program to respond. There we go.
I'm all ears.
Fuck does mollify mean?
See ya.
So the wires aren't necessarily as well they could be.
Never thought this would happen. Oh, good day. Come back again.
Try and register this dude. Now, how do I do that? Oh, here's the terminal.
Your Selectron has not been properly authorized. Please visit the reception desk to register.
A tall receptionist watches you from behind his desk. The employee glances at you indifferently.
All new employees must register first thing. Come up to the desk, please.
The nameplate on the desk tells you you're talking with Dean Rayhead, administrator. The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
Rayhead produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk. Rewinds the tape. Solemn music begins to play. Then the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the Cronus Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhead, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues and...
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod. The administrator squints at the paper in his outstretched... Rayhead scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
Now you have first-level clearance for a Blue Wing employee. You have access to storage, the repair bays, and various workshops.
Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details, or just the short version?
Rayhead snorts.
To make it short, get your uniform from storage, your weapons from the armory, pass the Psi abilities test, and complete your weapons training at the training zone. Then learn how to use the scanner, avoid anomalies, and properly catalog anything you observe. Last, go to the waiting room and wait for the bus to Magellan.
Dean sits back in his armchair.
That's it. I hope there aren't...
Rayhead claps. He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
Alright, let's help him out.
Mr. Rayhead, would... Bye-bye.
He gave me a hug. But he forgot stuff.
Dean gives you a short nod.
Alright. This is where we get our armory.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. The silver perks up at your approach. A thick logbook appears at once from under the counter. Sidney puts on thick glasses that seem to age him 5 decades in an instant and studies the line. The silver finally stops and pins down a particular page with his finger.
This is your first uniform requisite.
Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner. Sidney fiddles with his hairstyle.
So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life under the dome can be dangerous. You may get shot, spill acid on yourself, get electrocuted, or suffer the effects of a dangerous anomaly. You may also freeze to death or get fried. That's why it's important to wear protective equipment when traveling outdoors. Of course, in hazardous situations, the equipment will get damaged, and the more it's damaged, the more often one has to repair it.
The silver steps back from his counter to indicate the repair kit boxes piled in the back of the warehouse. He points back at the shelves behind him.
We've got repair kits for this gear. There are Blue Wing specialists ready to help you at any large base, of course, but they're not always available. So you'd better learn how to use repair kits and workbenches on your own. It's a useful skill.
Sidney rests the logbook on the desk.
That's all the instructions. Now, I'm going to...
The silver disappears into the back for a while. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform. Sidney half unfolds the clothes. A jacket, high boots, and turnip pants with patch pockets.
The technician's uniform screams function over fashion. Parts of the uniform are rubberized to protect you while working with electricity.
He raises a finger.
One more important thing. In accordance with Order 16-225, helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Sidney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform. Enjoy.
Nice. Now what's next on our list? No. Next is the armory.
Anything urgent, Mr. Krachkov?
Katarzyna, did you mark it as Class 1 again instead of 2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific device.
Wait, but it's still Class 1.
Yep, here she is.
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall, portly woman from a meter away. A black lack. The woman fixes her coppery hair with one hand and casually lights her pipe.
To what do I...
Margarita thumbs back a couple of pages in her logbook.
I see. This was your first receipt.
She glances at her Kairos, looks at you, snorts, and retreats to the shelves. A couple of minutes later, Tkachenko returns holding a small pistol. She puts the gun on the counter and strokes the Bakelite grip with a strange affection.
Pistols are good. Not for everyone. One needs a special skill set.
The black draws the slide with a snap. pops out the magazine with an almost imperceptible movement, and slams it back in place.
It's reliable. There's a nice heft, too, so even if it jams, you can always smack him on the head with it.
Tkachenko slides the pistol across the counter.
Sling the pistol over my shoulder. Nah, we're going to...
Margarita drags on her pipe and releases a puff of thick, yellow smoke.
I see you know the rules and won't cause problems.
The black points at a poster on the wall behind her.
Can you see what's written there? Clean and oil. I have nothing to add.
Tkachenko tamps down her tobacco.
Nice accuracy, but the stopping power is too low to call it a killing machine. Still, it's an all-around excellent weapon.
The armorer shrugs, puffing indifferently on her pipe.
It's the least I could do. We have a requisition list from the Silvers. For free, you receive only rubbish. If you want the real deal, check out the weaponry shop. Or me. Wait a minute. Sign your name here in the meantime.
Margarita reaches under her counter and produces a set of ammunition.
A new set of ammo is issued for every task, but there's so much bureaucracy you'll go daft. Expenditure report. Form number 16. Disposal form. The Silver's running true to form. So if you need more ammo, I recommend you either search or barter for it. Or learn how to craft it on your own. These are useful skills. Trust me.
Leaning over the counter, the black points somewhere off to one side.
Now it's time for your training. Fatherby is already waiting for you by the big gate. He's a bit dotty, but a good man nonetheless. But before the training zone, go see that wizard guy with his toothpicks. Be careful around him, though. Don't let him pitch you a line. Psychic my ass.
She winces in disgust.
Nice. Now we're talking to Mr. Psychic.
A lean Silver with thick black hair. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly... Something really weird happens. All the paper clips, pencils, scattered toothpicks, and bits of trash float up from the table and hang in the air. The silver badge reading Andrei Mihai, Science Instructor, floats up as well.
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the cigar out of the Silver, props his elbows on the table.
Anyway, here's the deal. It's more profitable for people with a high psyche to study psionics. Give me your hand.
Not waiting for an answer, he grabs your hand with strong, dark fingers. Andrei gropes your hand with an expression of fierce concentration.
So, do you practice? Bells, bulbs, brushing mugs off the table, huh?
The Silver takes a thin glove covered in talc from his desk and passes it to you.
Look, a glove, right? But it isn't just a glove. This is an ooh mama, hold me tight glove. It takes energy from your noggin, your psyche, and pew, concentrates it.
He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics. Put on the glove. Transform energy into the necessary shape. That's the whole briefing. Simple? Simple. Now,
in reply, Andrei jumps up from his armchair and thrusts his face close to yours, exhaling foul cigar smoke.
Quickly, think of a number, huh?
The unexpected question calls a bunch of different numbers to mind, but you can't seem to decide on one. The Silver looks into your eyes.
3, 14, 13.
He easily names every number you've got in mind.
Alright, that's it. See if we can talk to this guy.
I'll complain to the Silvers about that idiot. They'll take the appropriate measures.
An engineer in a bright blue jacket.
You're a newcomer, right? It's a straight-up open house here today.
He offers you his hand. The technician slaps the door with one hand.
You have to wait until I'm done. Some orange jammed up the lock with chewing gum just for a laugh. They're like animals, those oranges, marking their territory. If you ask me, they're too gracious about those bastards in Crystal Sands.
Penkovsky grunts angrily.
I wish
Maxime extracts a thin, sharp.
Though there's another way. You want to learn something about picking locks? It's a useful skill in all sorts of situations.
He looks at you, the blues getting excited.
All right, looky here.
Penkovsky presses his pick lock, and an odd device resembling a hybrid of a screwdriver and a can opener into your hand.
Using a mechanical pick lock is easy peasy, no special skill required. They wear out after a few locks, while the old-fashioned kind is another thing entirely. Cheap, one use, but one has to know how to use it right. That's a tool for a master.
Maxime, he gives you a quick lesson on how to pick a lock.
By the way, you can carry your tools in your belt. It's much handier to have them right there.
Penkovsky shows you his utility belt, where he keeps all kinds of tools and gadgets.
Actually, finding tools under the dome is no problem at all. There are even devices for hacking terminals and so on.
Maxime hoists up his belt. The blue solemnly raises his index finger.
And one more thing. Always use brand name stuff if you can. Groovy produces good kits. Modus and Supercolor do too. They've all got fat contracts with Cronus, so they care about quality.
He looks at the door again.
Damn these locks. Though I'd rather be doing this than fixing hab pods. Those are a real pain in the ass.
Penkovsky gives you a patronizing look.
Because they're poorly made, warped from the heat, and the filters aren't worth a damn. The modules were constructed by marketing managers, not engineers. Building a city in the desert was also their idea. This project is all about PR. Cronus wants to show the world how tough they are.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door.
Don't have a utility belt though. Unless this is it.
Apply is the proper word. You're doing great. All right, off you go. I'll keep working on this
Welcome
lock
to the Dome,
because of that
an amazing
horn.
excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information, useful for all.
Alright, so who are we
and
talking
receive
to
a
next?
leaflet.
Winston Bostaby.
Soon be a real resort with bars.
Welcome to the Dome, an amazing excursion. This information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
On the inside. See you next time.
You see a tall sign. The man turns at your footstep. He glances from you to the glittering watch on his wrist. Finished with his unusual greeting, he offers you his... The scientist puts the clipboard as... He shows you his watch dial.
According to the rules of this briefing, I have to touch on a large number of topics. Therefore, I will do so very briefly. Do not interrupt me. When I'm finished, I'll answer your questions. Within regulations, of course.
Sebastian produces his handheld and clicks some buttons.
I checked your scanner. It's working and is connected to the Minerva database. Everything you scan will earn you Kronos or Forefathers knowledge points.
The instructor watches you with displeasure.
Are you listening? Scan everything that might be of scientific interest. First of all, anomalies. They could be dangerous. Make sure to always have medication with you.
He places a canvas pouch in your hand.
This pouch is full of bolts. You can temporarily discharge an anomaly by throwing a bolt into it. It's primitive, but reliable.
Van Olden pushes a button on his stopwatch.
So, my oral briefing fell within the allotted span of time. Any questions you want to ask me?
Sebastian snorts skeptically.
Oh, great. You're even ignorant of the basics. Minerva is a mainframe located at Magellan Base, where you'll be going soon, by the way. The Minerva disk stores the database containing every piece of information about the Dome and the company's employees. It is thanks to this scanning that the database is constantly updated. Are you ready for the second part of the briefing, or do you have any more questions?
The instructor looks at his chronometer again. Sebastian pulls a scanner from his pocket.
I will demonstrate this only once. To switch on the scanner, press the button on the right side of the manipulator housing. The scanning beam is narrow. It's intense.
Van Olden turns on the scanner and continues.
My advice is to scan anything that might be of scientific or statistical interest. Relics, forefathers' objects, automatic doors, vehicles, vending machines, deceased employees.
He turns the screen so you can see it.
The scanner automatically transmits data to the Minerva system, and you receive knowledge points. Do you have any questions, or can we proceed to the practical part of our briefing?
The White scowls in annoyance.
Do you know anything at all? What did you come under the Dome for anyway? For scanning anomalies and relics, you receive forefather points. Scanning the company's property and employees, living or dead, earns you Chronos knowledge points.
He explains with a
You can exchange knowledge points for medication and equipment as part of the volunteer research program. Are you ready for the next part? The clock is ticking.
The instructor taps
fucking
his watch
asshole.
meaningfully. The scientist glances at his watch again.
You're within the time limit for questions. The next step is training in the artificial ecozone.
He rests one finger on the button in preparation to start the timer.
You're going to go downstairs and scan relics. I will be monitoring your progress. Please note there are several radioactive anomalies in the ecozone. These are the same conditions you'll be working in the field. Radioactive zones and relics are quite common under the Dome.
He smoothly extracts a jar of yellow pills from his pocket.
Here's your Arad 3. And one more thing. Just a moment.
Welcome Under the Dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage,
And the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this.
a better place. A better place. Attention, attention.
But I'm sure I'll
The Dome, an amazing
and we'll feel like a real
technology and the riddles of
This
an
is
ancient
Victoria
civilization.
Legrand, and the Dome
Please
from
stand
the
by for decontamination to end.
Van Olden gestures back at the eco.
So we just click on what we want to scan.
Don't touch the relics with your hands, employee. Use your scanner. Radiation sickness will not add to your knowledge. Journal entry. A successful scanning attempt. You're doing all right so far. Go ahead. I'll keep an eye on you and make sure you don't screw it up. Journal entry. 2 objects scanned. And again, watch out for anomalies. Touch one and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt to the anomalies, discharge it. Journal entry. All 3 objects have been successfully scanned.
Sebastian meets you on the platform. He clicks the stopwatch button, fixing the result time. The scientist turns back to his notes.
Not bad. One question. You observed several anomalies while scanning. Why do you think they appeared? I'd like to hear your opinion.
The scientist assumes a superior expression.
I knew you'd come up with something like that. I see you understand nothing about the nature of anomalies.
He glances at the shimmering blue light in the eco-zone.
The truth is, we don't know the precise reason for these phenomenon either. We actually know nothing, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves otherwise.
Sebastian points a thin finger at the clustered lightning.
I personally believe that the anomalies are the dome's security mechanism. The ones you saw are relatively harmless, but there are different anomalies in the desert, phenomenon that toy with the human mind.
Van Olden clasps his hands behind his back.
I know you don't care, but I'll say it anyway. Scientists today are required to be wonder workers who can heal cancer with a wave of their hand and solve the secrets of the universe during their coffee break. For some reason, no one wants to understand that fundamental science is always an investment in the future. It produces no answers here and now.
The White's gaze strays back to his clipboard.
If something terrible happens under the dome one day, and I'm sure it will, science will protect no one. That is all. Off you go.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
By a swimming pool and sipping a margarita right on this spot. Sounds like strangest to Sci-Fi here. The detailed plans are ready, and according to them,
Oh, that's the guy we gotta talk to.
A middle-aged black is sitting behind the counter with his hands in his lap. The buttons and zippers on his uniform are Botherby frowns as you approach.
Your first act is being late for the briefing. Are you going to be late for your funeral as well?
The black looks you over.
Yes, I see the weapon received checkmark. Looks like you are fully prepared to disappoint me.
Botherby leans over the counter and directs you to the doors.
Behind this door is a combat simulation computer. Launch it and begin your course.
He raises his index finger.
The conditions in the training zone closely simulate those one would experience in the field.
Pulling a notepad from his pocket, the instructor jots down your name.
Your goal is to hit 3 targets. I'm going to monitor you and advise as necessary. And try not to burst into tears. That's all. Go ahead.
sipping a margarita right
There was a way to duck for more cover. Oh, defense class.
Botherby nods grandly.
You made it through training without making a total fool of yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Alright, I think that's everything
the
now.
dome from the inside. With me, Victoria LeGrand. As you can see, your life will be forfeit.
Now we head up here, I presume.
To a world of new technology.
It just quick saved. I imagine we're about to get in a fight.
Hey, you. Yeah, you, dumbass. I'm talking to you. Quit staring and get over here. I'm talking bit. Oh, good day. It was nice chatting. Quit sneaking around. Hey, you better not try to swipe anything around here.
Or if we can just turn him in, because I want to be like good guy.
Come on, don't be shy. I hope to see you again soon.
Why are you bugging me? I hope to see you again soon.
Oh, that's not the area we need to go to. Yeah, this looks more right.
This information useful for all wings and receive a colorful leaflet.
The sun.
Welcome under the dome. An amazing.
Ed, spit it out. I can see that something's bothering you.
Well,
Employee, please come here. There's an urgent task for you. Good day.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World, a better place.
They need me to fix this.
The giant display glows welcomingly when a gray old man with high cheekbones appears and squints out at you from the screen. He leans close to the camera, his glasses glittering.
My name is Martin Kingsley. I'm Chief Officer of Magellan Base. We were supposed to meet in person, but unforeseen circumstances prevented that. One moment.
He reaches for something out of view and produces a thin folder with your name on the cover. He marks one of the pages with a pencil.
Well, well. So you're in Blue Wing. A solid choice. Does it run in the family? Or did the role attract you for some other reason?
The quick strokes of the administrator's pencils suggest he's added 2 big plus signs to your file.
There's around 6,000 vehicles inside the dome now, and that number will only keep growing. You have enough work here for years to come.
Kingsley closes the file and folds his hands in front of him.
Thank you for your reply. I learned a little more about you. Now I want you to learn a little bit more about us. Keep in mind, this is not a rehearsed speech.
He assumes a serious expression.
When the dome was discovered in 1971, it became a scientific and media sensation, a worldwide phenomenon, and likely the most significant discovery in the history of mankind.
Kingsley drums his fingers on the unseen desk, his gaze focused somewhere beyond.
I see. You were enticed here by radio advertising, telefilms, and all those interviews, billboards at every turn. Cronus wants the world to see the dome as a stage where something merry and fascinating is going on. But now that you're actually here, I want you to see the real picture.
You can't make out his eyes behind the glare on his spectacles, but he seems to be staring directly at you.
Here's the truth. Nobody was waiting for us inside the dome. It's neither a treasury of technologies nor a cemetery of the ancients. Perhaps what we're doing now is diffusing the world's most complicated bomb. Will our mission thrive? I believe so. If we work together and everybody does their part.
He looks back at your file.
I say, do what must be done. Because that's what the concept of the 5 wings is all about.
Kingsley points at the camera.
You're from Blue Wing. You're looking at the world's most complicated infrastructure, and that complexity keeps growing. Your duties are not limited to maintenance and service. You'll be keeping up the image of the world in its accustomed form. Without hot water and electricity, people will revert to beasts in an astonishingly short order, though it might seem that.
Putting the folder aside, he sits back and stares at you in silence. It gets so quiet that the ticking of a clock can be heard through the speakers. Kingsley sighs quietly.
You were probably waiting for some boilerplate welcome speech, but I prefer to talk about real-world problems. Glad to meet you.
Martin nods slowly.
I apologize once again for this long-distance meeting. Now, as we don't have much time, I'd like to get to the point. I'm sure you're curious why you were taking off the bus to Magellan and brought here instead.
He moves closer to the camera.
I'm going to show you a short video. Please pay attention.
Kingsley's face freezes on screen.
I have an urgent mission for an employee of your background and qualifications. I'd have assigned someone from Magellan, but I'm short on personnel. That's why it has to be a newcomer. I apologize again for the rush, but it seems I have no choice.
Martin noisily clears his throat.
Maybe you've heard about Nashville Base. While preparing the materials for this mission, I came across a short documentary film about the complex. I think you should watch it.
The speakers produce a hollow click. Purple, gray, and black spots flicker on the screen. A blurred title, The Cronus Archive 1971 to 1974, was used in the production of this recording, appears at the bottom. The shadow of an airplane flies across a faded yellow desert. A cheery voice fills the room. Every day, our researchers uncover more and more of the dome's secrets. There is no doubt the underground structures, so-called objects, are organized according to some pattern. Though early on, the importance of the relics to scientific research was considered insignificant. The desert dims into the black of a chalkboard. White lines drawn by an invisible hand begin to sketch a schematic of the dome. The narrator continues. By 1972, however, many important discoveries had come to light in a period of only a few months, and the construction of stationary research bases adjacent to the more promising objects began. Personnel moved into Ankara in May of 1972, and within half a year, Boston and Dessau were also brought into service, though the biggest discovery was yet to come. The picture changes to a chasm suffused with electric light, people bustling about everywhere. The speaker's voice seems to come from a distance. In November of 1973, a massive network of underground caves and a structure of hitherto unseen complexity was discovered in Sector C-12. Soon afterwards, the construction of C-12 Nashville began. The camera glides through dim caverns as the silhouettes of bizarre mechanisms emerge. Metal structures loom up from the dark, surrounded by earth-moving machines and exhausted miners wearing orange jumpsuits. The speaker continues. C-12 Nashville is an innovative research complex located atop the primary relic mining location. The complexity of this object is unique. Communications. The film abruptly cuts out, and Kingsley's face reappears.
The rest of this information is classified. Hopefully you get the main idea. Nashville is a very special place, requiring people with both special qualifications and special clearance level, though yours will do for your task.
Martin adjusts his glasses.
So, the task. Nashville base stopped transmitting and receiving signals yesterday evening. A reconnaissance group was sent out earlier today, but we haven't heard anything from them yet either.
The chief officer rubs his forehead.
Normally, I would never give this task to a newcomer like yourself, but I just don't have enough people.
He looks down at the documents again.
Furthermore, the group was lacking someone with your specialization. The communication problem appears to be more severe than I thought. Nashville's technicians could use another Blue Winger's help.
Kingsley is looking into the camera once more.
Your task is to get to Nashville, figure out whatever's behind the communication problem, get in touch with the group, and work with them to solve the problem.
The chief officer carefully returns the documents to the folder. You notice his hands tremble slightly.
Go downstairs. The truck must be waiting for you in storage. This task is urgent, but a small delay is acceptable if there's anything you need to settle here first. That is all. Any questions?
Kingsley's hand reaches toward the camera.
Great to hear. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later.
I don't think we have anything to really prep with. Actually, we do have some money, so maybe getting a better pistol would be a good idea.
Welcome Under the Dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology.
How much money do we have, though? $40. It's even $40.
Tkachenko grunts a greeting without remove. Tkachenko opens.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully.
No, we really don't.
In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Yeah. You just kind of gotta run for it. Believe in the dream, I suppose.
Listen to this information.
Why, now it's classified as Group 2. They bring such close.
Here we go again. Having a bad day? Squabble with the wife? Scratched up the paint on your car? Wolf, why do you hate me so much? What did I ever do to you?
Let's save the drama. Where's the cargo manifest? I know what it is. I know it came from Campbell, but I can't accept the cargo without the manifest.
Manifests he wants. Always manifests. You're a cold man. I'm all ears. Good day. See ya.
Well, hello there. See ya.
To Nashville. Oh, this is not the truck. Is it this truck we have to get into? Doesn't look like anything illegal.
Hiya.
Now I noticed there's a plus sign on the on my character portrait, so I think I gotta level up now.
The highway leading to C-12 Nashville is blocked by an anomalous storm, and you're forced to detour over a mountain pass. Soon, the radiator boils over, and you have to stop. Clara lifts up the hood and thoroughly examines the steaming radiator.
The engine's boiling, so we'll have to wait. You do know what happens when a car boils, right? It's...
The Blue shuts her mouth abruptly and stares anxiously at the dark funnel cloud dancing on the horizon. Now that you're on higher ground, it's clear that the storm has overtaken a fairly large section of road. It will be difficult to pass. The Blue looks at the engine again.
We wait. As soon as it cools down, we'll go. This storm worries me more, but it's not an insurmountable problem. I heard there are some relics at the local gas station that protect against anomalies. You could even accidentally step on one out here, they say. Mysterious.
Guess we'll just go up there then. Let's see if I was correct about having a new level. 17 skill points. Alright. Let's get the heavy duty driving. Or as close as we can to it. Go up to the gas station then. Alright, so that's a crime. Let's go knock on the door.
Who the hell goes there? Come on in, since you're...
A weird, scruffy old man with a matted beard is sitting in front of the checkout terminal. The badge on his blue jumpsuit is long since bleached away. The name Aaron Melville is written with a groan. He picks up a magnifying glass. The computer plays a short tune. Checkmate, the system declares. The old man angrily sets the magnifying glass aside.
A Grandmaster? You're a piece of junk, not a Grandmaster. And a cheater to boot.
He raises his head to squint in your direction.
Eh? What do you want? I don't advise eating here, and there's nothing to buy. And either way, we're closed.
The shopkeeper rises. The old man throws up his hands with a scowl.
Then go fix it.
Melville reluctantly points a crooked finger at the front door.
Go out there and walk over to the gas station. Go down to the basement. There's an anomaly, a tree. It's glowing. And there are some golden thingies hanging off it. We make special devices from that fruit called anomaly protectors.
After a little digging, he pulls out a little key on a shoelace.
Only take the device, you hear? It's company property. I should be charging you myself, as a matter of fact.
Alright, so only take the device.
Oh, I feel my chakras opening.
Not seeing the basement. Oh wow, this area is actually pretty big. Let's talk to these people.
Oh, good day. Come back again. Why should we depend on rational knowledge? Reason leads us up a blind alley.
Maybe it's inside. I'll tell my guy to run inside.
dead-end job. Good day. Have a good one.
Alright. So we need to get into the basement. Oh. What's all this back here? I'm gonna check the codex real quick. So this is the law of gravity. Yeah, I don't imagine there's gonna be anything in here. So only grab the device. Run! I wanted to get a scan, but eh. I tried to get a scan of it just out of curiosity, but yeah. If I didn't go for the scan, I could have been in and out before you even noticed me. We got the anomaly protector, and I'm nearly dead. And the dude's gone. Alright, so we got a standoff. First thing, I need to heal myself.
Your mothers are remarkable women. But you turned out to...
Melville agitatedly examines the blue car through the dusty glass.
Hey, what? How did they... They all...
The old man sighs, his cheek propped solemn. Melville's eyes suddenly flicker with excitement.
That turret, damn it. Look, here's the key.
Get the power unit working.
I'm gonna rip you a new one.
Heal myself, and we're gonna go to the fight.
mother.
Melville agitatedly examines the blue car through the dusty glass. The old man squints and gives you a silly smile.
Huh, so it's like that. I'm gonna rip you.
Attention! Attention! Criminal detected. Measures are being taken to neutralize the intruder.
I'm gonna call security now. Goddamn ninja.
Get out of my gas station.
Well, what again?
Aim for the head, the brain.
I really hope they're not aggressive to me because I shot the turret earlier.
Stop the attack.
Drop your weapon.
All right, you're dead.
What's wrong with you, huh? Huh?
You're dead, asshole.
God, I want none of that.
Poke you in the eye with my guys, take down this scum.
Shoot them already.
Poke you in the eye with my distract.
Alright. Just gotta keep taking them out. It's the assassin who just quick fired me that I'm kind of worried about. I'm gonna save all my action points
you in the
and
eye
just
with my
try and
shag.
unload on this guy.
Your ass is grass.
Reloading.
Nice. Some better boots. Med kit. An addictive drug. Ammo. Cigarettes. I'm sure I can do that. Let's talk to him again.
Glad to meet you. Bye-bye.
Alright, let's talk to everyone.
I'm thinking about that person with glass beads. But Bradley, you steal food from shops yourself.
Of course I do. That's my way of rising above market law.
With his gang problem solved, Melville is visibly more hospitable.
I'm sorry for bitching at
The old man takes off his plastic leg and wraps it on the counter.
Hey, anybody want some coffee? Coffee?
The old man scrubs his bald spot.
That'd be my stand-in.
Listening to your story, he shakes his head in amazement.
You say it didn't even look like a person? Oh, I had a bad feeling about this place from the start. Not good at all, I'm telling you.
The old man sighs in sadness.
What life? I'm an old man. Life, my ass.
You can't tell if Aaron is coughing or laughing.
Well, it's seething with life. People come.
The old man leans close and continues in a confidential tone.
I used to have. What else? Well, sometimes bandits show up. Get pounded on the head occasionally. Not as often as I'd like, but there it is.
The old man, the blue, grunts like a goose.
Hey, sweetheart. Wait a minute. Hold up.
He looks a bit confused.
I was just, I was thinking. I wanted to.
Aaron smiles. His expression is both silly and sincere. Melville grunts, reaches under the counter. The old man lays out the bag's contents on the counter.
What's a picnic without snacks? Here, I'm gonna teach you my family I cook it myself, but I'm sure you can do better.
Let's do the picnic quest. I should not have done the picnic quest.
Aaron stares into his screen and mutters. He notices you.
Ah, it's you.
I think after I do the picnic quest, I'm gonna call it. I need to get some sleep, and it's currently 2:31 in the morning.
You bastard. I'm gonna rip you a new one.
Melville agitatedly examines. The old man squints and gives you a silly smile.
You bastards. Keep your heads down, idiots. We're getting shot.
Structural damage located.
Bring it on.
Probably blow up that barrel behind that guy.
Violator. Stop the attack.
Take down this scum.
Oh, I think he's out of range now. Yeah.
Ow!
Do you even know who you are messing with?
God, I want none of that.
You scum. What's wrong with you, huh? Huh? You're dead, asshole.
Aim for the head. Brain.
That's it. Your ass is grass.
So the guy back there is out of my range now.
That's it. Your ass is grass.
I know kung fu.
What's wrong with you, huh? Huh?
Yeah, I can't hit him from over here.
You bastards.
I'll definitely get promoted when this is over. Could still fix things up.
Get out of
Reloading.
You're dead, asshole.
Well, seems like a better sort. Crazy in here.
Ah. I was curious what the trap was, not gonna lie. Did I loot this guy yet? I'll take it.
With his gang problem, the old man takes off. The blue grunts like a goose.
Well, I cook for myself here. It's...
The old man scrubs his... Listening to your story, the old man sighs. You can't tell if Aaron is... The old man leans close and continues.
What else? Hey, sweetheart.
He looks a bit confused. Aaron smiles. His expression is both. Melville grunts. The old man...
What's a picnic? I'd cook it myself.
Aaron stares into his... He notices you.
Huh?
Squinting skeptic, he lowers his voice.
There's that guy with the rock. Quiet by the swamp. And those two hippies. Ask them if they want to sit loose, too.
I'm thinking about that purse with glass beads. It's a shame I...
All this consumer nonsense.
But Rabbi...
Oh, hello there. I hope to see you again soon.
Let's invite the turret.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
should not forget Clara.
Clara briefly looks up from poking around the engine.
So, how's this?
You see doubt in Blue's eyes. Clara returns.
So it says the white is by the swamp, so he's probably up here-ish. Maybe he's in, like, in the shed around here?
Oh, hello there. Come back again.
I'm still tweaking out.
Just get some sleep. That's all you need.
That's the thing. I don't want to sleep. Those whites sure know their chemistry. What did they add in there anyway?
Alright, now time to head out. And with the conclusion of that quest, I think I'm gonna call the stream here. So far, looking pretty good. We're just gonna save.